Let me tell you about Homestuck. Well, it's a webcomic. Andrew Hussie released the first page on April 13th, 2009, but since then it has become so much more than just a webcomic. The link that takes you to the next page is a mock command of text-based adventure video games, where you use text commands to progress. Like, you are in a room, there's a door to the east, and a pumpkin on the floor. What do? And you type out what you want to do, like walk out the door, or take a dump on the pumpkin. The story itself starts out simple. This kid, John, is stuck in his home and messes around a little bit with his possessions and inventory system. And nothing he does or causes seems important at all. But these shenanigans turn out to be vital for the continued propagation of reality itself. He and his friends play a game that ends the world, they meet aliens, and a whole bunch of other shit happens or is revealed to have already happened. Most stories are completely chronological, save a twist or flashback to keep the reader on their toes, like, oh, Vader's actually your father, or just other twists. Homestuck is an entirely different piece of media from anything else I've experienced. Not only in the way information is given to the reader, but how it is presented. All pages have at least one panel, an image or short GIF showing what is going on. And almost all pages have some words under said panel. A lot of words. Over 800,000 total words throughout the comic. But this just describes a majority of the pages. Occasionally you'll come across a flash page, wherein you watch something occur, usually with music matching the events on screen. This music takes the form of masterful leitmotifs that mean something for whatever the characters are currently doing. The total viewing time of all these pages is over 4 hours. Then, you may come across the rare interactive flash page, a short game you play as a character in the comic. These can range from a couple minutes to over an hour, depending on if you go explore every possible character interaction, or just want to progress the main story. These should be completed before moving on to the next page though, otherwise you may be very, very confused. Speaking of characters, there are a lot of them, over 100, each affecting the narrative in their own way. Andrew Hussie presents many philosophical ways for you, the reader, to look at life through these characters. For example, here's what an omniscient, slightly cocky, and non-human character had to say about withholding part of the truth equaling lying. Lies of omission do not exist. The concept is a very human one. It is the product of your story writing again. You have written a story about the truth, making emotional demands of it, and in particular of those in possession of it. Your demands are based on a feeling of entitlement to the facts, which is very childish. You can never know all of the facts, only I can. And since it's impossible for me to reveal all facts to you, it is my discretion alone that decides which facts will be revealed in the finite time we have. If I do not volunteer information you deem critical to your fate, it possibly means that I am a scoundrel, but it does not mean that I am a liar. And it certainly means you did not ask the right questions. One can either make true statements or false statements about reality. All of the statements I make are true. Wow. If stuff like that is a bit too much, you can always enjoy other parts of the story, like the romantic shipping, world building, dick jokes, pirate diaries, video game parallels, and more. The thing about this webcomic is that because it's so massive and sprawling, it covers, or parodies, just about every trope out there. Here's what one character had to say to John after John thought he saw some monsters. Dude, monsters aren't real. That's stupid kid stuff for stupid babies.
Maybe. Yeah, you're right.
What, are you an idiot? Of course there are monsters in your house. You're in some weird evil monster dimension, come on. Skepticism is the crutch of cinematic troglodytes. Like, hey mom, dad, there's a dinosaur or a ghost or whatever in my room. Yeah right, Junior, go back to bed. Fuck you, mom and dad, how many times are we gonna watch this trope unfold? It wasn't goddamn funny the first time I saw it. Just once, I'd like to see Dad crap his pants when a kid says there's a vampire in his closet. Oh shit, everyone in the minivan! Be fucking Dad of the Year right there. Homestuck is sometimes funny, sometimes dramatic, and sometimes terribly, tragically sad. If you want to start reading it, but aren't sure you want to make the investment of time, try reading Andrew Hussey's earlier work, Problem Sleuth. It doesn't have any interactive pages, music pages, or character development really, but it has a lot of the same weird plot shit and ability for simple plot points to rapidly explode into something much larger and complex. In fact, I recommend reading Problem Sleuth before Homestuck anyways, otherwise you'll miss out on a lot of the self-referential jokes. If reading is too much to ask, there's a video game based on Homestuck called Hive Swap, the first act of which comes out in January 2017. That's the plan anyways. The game takes place in the same universe as Homestuck, but with a new cast of characters, and is perfectly enjoyable without having read the comic. You'll just, miss out on a few references and things. Andrew Hussey, whether he likes it or not, has created a never-dying community of content creators. Comics, music, fanfiction, animations, cosplay, and more have risen up due to MS Paint adventures. Would you like to join us?